need it right away. So I want to welcome everybody. I do want to thank Mr. Scott Calarita, who made this place available to us. And hold on a minute, I got the name up. Okay. So some of you may be wondering about our speakers. We have a substitute speaker. Let me explain what has happened. The way this is set up, I'm going to give an introduction to our organization and also describe the ordinance that we're talking about, the Bring Chicago Home Ordinance Plan. Then we're going to have retired Alderman Cappleman give an overview of current policy as it stands now towards the homeless. And then after that, we have our substitute, Robin McPherson, who will talk about the need for a dedicated revenue stream for the homeless. Now, we had scheduled a speaker from the Chicago Coalition for the Homeless. They had promised us a speaker a month ago, committed to it. And out of the blue, yesterday, we got a call that they're not allowing him to come. They're not allowing him to speak, or anybody else from the coalition. No reasons given, no explanation, nothing in writing. Okay. Nothing in writing, so, draw your own conclusions. We tried to connect with them countless times, I can just say that. So let me say something about our organization and what we're trying to do. A number of us came together. We had a general feeling that the level of discussion of public policy issues in Chicago is poor. People with different opinions are having a hard time talking with each other. So the purpose of our organization is to bring people together with different positions, and some keywords are dialogue and deliberation, understand each other's views better. There's all kinds of research that shows, There's all kinds of research that shows once you understand other people's positions better, debates go much better. So, a bigger background to all this, I think, might contextualize what's happening to us now. You can think of there's sort of like two main ways of thinking about democracy in America. Other people might put it differently. But on the one hand, you have the people who think that democracy is all about the competition of interests. Everybody has got needs and interests, and we basically duke it out in the public sphere, okay? So one group tries to get what they want, another group tries to get what they want, and we end up compromising. And our whole system is predicated on a balancing of interests. If everybody has a right to pursue their interests, then once we do that, we'll come out with something good if we have decent procedures. From that perspective, the problem throughout American history is lots of groups are disenfranchised. So to improve our system, you've got to give the chance to people with all different interests, all different groups, all different demographic categories to express themselves. And so the key words for people of that persuasion are words like justice and equity, fairness. Then we have another view. Now, it doesn't contradict it, but it starts from a different place. It says democracy is all about running discussions the right way. Finding out the ways to run fruitful, productive discussions on the idea that the more minds that are put together, the better we understand each other's positions, the better policy we'll be able to draft in the end. So, here's a problem, okay, and the second one, kind of key words are words like civility, and as I mentioned, dialogue and deliberation. Now, at their extremes, people who have an extreme view of competition of interest or democracy as discussion have problems with each other, okay? So if you were an extremist, it's all should be competition of interest, then, the idea of people just getting together to talk is kind of a snobby thing. Okay, and that's an aristocratic thing, and the people who are privileged are going to have an unfair advantage. And so people like that are sometimes resistant to open, transparent discussion because they feel that certain groups have unfairly dominated until now. On the other side, if you have a really extreme view of dialogue and deliberation, it does make it difficult to bring in all different kinds of people. So I think most reasonable people, if they think about it, really believe in both types of goals. Both sides think, participation of the most people is a good thing. Now, we are committed really to the second approach because we think that at the current time, there's a real problem with that in our society. And if I'm allowed to editorialize a little bit, the fact that one of our major participants in this just dropped out mysteriously, I think is good evidence that we need, for the need for a civil discussion. Okay, so that's introduction to our organization today. Now I want to say something. I can't do it on the screen yet. I wanted to say something about the ordinance that we are that we have to contend with.
Daniel,
Yes.
I can get that down. I
Okay.
just didn't want to interrupt you while you were.
Okay, let's take a break so that we can put up my slides that summarize the ordinance. So is that okay with everybody? Just stay put. Hopefully it'll be just a few minutes.